104.7 The Cave plays pure classic rock.
104.7 The Cave, Aerosmith, Last Child. I'm Mike the Intern. Good morning. In the studio with George Thorogood talking about the reissue of his first record, George Thorogood and the Delaware Destroyers. It's coming out on limited edition vinyl LP and big CD reissue and a digital download as well. Okay, first things first. You didn't think there was any production to the first record you did.
It wasn't unproduced. It wasn't produced at all. Someone came to me and he said, well, that's the charm of it. That's what the people like. It was refreshing because you weren't fresh. That was the refreshing part of it. It was like seeing something really cool on TV, but the receptionist man, you got to whack the TV, boom, to get the picture. And they thought we were doing that on purpose, which we weren't.
So you're not too thrilled about the raw quality of the reissue, but there's something you do like.
The thing I like about it is the picture on the front, because that's a picture I originally wanted on the album, and it didn't make it. To me, the pictures on the first album are awful. They're terrible, and I just die because you only get one chance at your first album, your first impression.
We'll get to more with George Thorogood on the way next on 104.7 The Cave. 104.7 The Cave, I'm Mike the Intern, hanging in the studio with George Thorogood this morning. Tell me about the cover photo that appears on the reissue.
I looked at Tom Petty's first album where he's posing like Brian Jones with the Rickenbacker and the blonde hair, and he looks like right out of High Tide and Green Grass. Well, I'm a fan of that era. That was my time. And so that first picture I have me with the guitar, and it's half shadowed like that, and it kind of looks like Mick Jagger playing the guitar. And I said, well, that's who I am. That's what I do. That's my thing. You take December's Children and you throw in Bad to the Bone, that's me.
So tell me about the difference between the Destroyers now and the Delaware Destroyers that recorded this record.
We're a much better band now. We play better venues, we play a lot of the same songs, but we play them much better. Now is when you want to come hear us. Then people liked it that our amps were breaking down in the middle of the show, or George's guitar was a little out of tune. Most of the time, a lot out of tune. Or they were playing too fast or something like that. Everybody enjoyed it for the rawness of it or the non-slickness of it. My feelings were we could do a little slicking up.
It's a deep cut from AC/DC. Let's get it up on 104.7 The Cave. 104.7 The Cave, Boston. Long time. I'm Mike the Intern in the studio with George Thorogood this morning. So you're on the road with Brian Setzer right now.
Every time I'd see Brian, I'd see him about every 5 years, every 6 years, every 3 years, something like that. And his first thing he'd say would, let's hook up. And I said, okay. And then I'd see him 4 years later. First thing he'd say was, let's hook up. So I went to see his Christmas show, which was fantastic. And afterwards, I went up to tell him how great it was. He still had a towel. He was still toweling off. Guess what the first thing he said to me was? So this time I grabbed him and cornered him and said, all right, you've been saying this for, well, let's do this before the two of us get too old to do it. And it took us about a year and a half to put it together, to get it right where we wanted it.
So how did promoters think when you said, look, we're going to have two of these guitar dynamos playing together?
Promoters jumped right on it. I said, well, what do you want? I mean, Brian Setzer and George, one is brilliant, one is bad. And they both rock. And everybody knows who we are, and they know what they're going to get.
Thank you so much, George, for your time this morning. We've got a six-pack of pure classic rock on the way next on 104.7 The Cave.
104.7 The Cave plays pure classic rock.